Okay, so it's a little more smoother.
It's
Yeah.
and it'll be a lot smoother on the camera panning left and right. Now what you can do is, I know the other thing is like that ignore Y is for jumping. So if you jump, you'll notice it moves the camera up. But ignore Y for platformers is you probably smart. Um,
That way it won't
just
do the
because
dip down.
yeah, where it won't like super. It's kind of locking much closer to the. Turn the damping off for Y as well. So set the Y damping to 0. So now the player stays vertically in the middle of the screen at all times. If you're doing platforming, this is probably good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be, I think, a little bit of it.
And then finally, the other thing you can do is say like dead zone. So the player can move around left, right, for example. So enable the dead zone, and now the player can move within that space without the camera needing to catch up. Right, so the player can be kind of on the left or on the right of the zone.
Okay.
And you can adjust the size, so make the Y size 0 to close it vertically, but like set the X size, to 0.5. And now the player can kind of move left and right without moving the camera.
Okay, got it. Yep, I see.
So, yeah.
So it's like the player's kind of leading you.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes, and then you follow as the camera. Okay.
Yeah, as soon as it kind of what it does is it makes it so that the player, it wants to keep the player in the middle of the screen.
Yep.
But the player can also, if you're doing micro adjustments like little left and right, the whole camera doesn't shift with the player if the player is just kind of walking like a few meters left and right.
Yep, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then like the look ahead time, you can reduce the look ahead time, to make it so that it's less aggressive. So it's not going as far away from you. So set that to like 0.5, and you'll see that the distance the yellow dot moves away from the player is a lot smaller.
Okay.
So the distance the player can move within the dead zone is a little bit longer. I think this would feel good. It looks weird when you have all the debug stuff up. It doesn't because you're focusing on like the little yellow dot and the location of the player and all this stuff. But disable it by clicking on like something else and then try playing it with the stuff disabled. So like click on the hero or click on like the camera or whatever.
So
turn it off view. And now just like kind of play without it. And it ends up being actually perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. Okay.
And then before you hit play mode, go back to the camera and like copy the component. So the little three dots next to Cinemachine position composer.
Yeah. Okay.
Copy component.
Yep.
And then hit play mode.
You like stop?
Yep.
Okay.
Stop. And now all of these things reset, and then you just click on the three dots again and say paste component values. And now it's all of the settings you had from play mode.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a lot. But this is good.
Made some progress. We're making progress.
We are. It's getting there. We're getting a game here.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna have lots to do this week. That's for sure.
Yeah. So now it's more. It's less on the feature side and more on the actual designing side, because now that you have more tools, I think designing levels and stuff and like figuring out what to do will be a lot easier. I don't know how you're doing like your scene selection and stuff, like how you're loading levels and whatnot.
No idea. I guess
So
that's the next thing.
That's the next like mechanical thing,
Yep.
but that's June will be able to figure that out. It's more like, yeah, what happens when you get to the end and choose a level? Do they teleport? Does it the screen fade out? Does it like what happens, right?
Okay,
How does
gotcha.
it load that left and right? This is why I suggested trying Claire, because Claire has that. Although Claire has one there's two reasons to try Claire at some point. Is Claire both gets it right and gets it wrong. It's a game. It maybe because it's a horror game it works out, but Claire has the problem of it being like a not open world, but like the map is kind of you can go a bunch of places, but the map in Claire is like it has depth, right? So I know you mentioned like going down the left and right path. Is your story a tree structure, or is it like non-linear?
So,
it sounds like it's a tree structure.
So there's gonna be it's looping, so it's gonna be more or less with some exceptions the same map. You're gonna go from start to end. You'll have some path choices, but they're meant to be kind of like you're not actually gonna go. It's gonna be like pick Q or E to go left or right, whatever, and then it's gonna like do a fade and open up to that path. And then when you get to the end of the map, you're gonna start over at the beginning, and there's gonna be whatever there's essentially 3 branching.
It's the PT Silent Hill demo, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So depending on how you ended it, if you chose a certain action, you'll start back at the same start spot, but then there will be minor differences to reflect your choices.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's not actually going to be movement between left and right. I was hoping it would just be like, pick your spot and we'll just load you back in, kind of thing.
Yeah, in which case then you don't actually need multiple levels. You just need like toggles that toggle on the changes.
Okay.
It's really just one level, and you would like fade out and then teleport the player and then fade back in.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
You could physically just like move the player to the beginning of the same level and then toggle on some like object.
So I could essentially, I don't even need like this left area and this right area. I could just reuse the same level.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah. As long as like the
toggles.
The toggles are. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. You could just keep reusing the same area, because once you fade out, you can just do whatever you want, right?
Right.
It's a map, and so it's like you fade out, and then you just toggle on some objects, and you teleport the player back to the start position, and you always just teleport them back to the start position. And
so from a design perspective, that would be a lot simpler, right? You just need all the coding for that.
Yeah, you just need to know like what state you're in, like which stage of the level you're in, or like what the what is the last choice, and then toggle on the thing related to the last choice or something like that. Obviously, I think Jude will figure it out. For like that part of it, but it means that you don't need necessarily need the left right. The left and right. Yeah, because the only reason you would have multiple levels is if you were like deciding to load multiple levels. Now it could be that doing that might be easier, or like have some benefits, which are you get to separate. That's a separation of concerns. It's like that level has all the things in that level. The downside being, of course, having to keep you would want to make at that point you would want to make the level 1 start thing a prefab, and then have that shared across all levels,
right?
And then you could do it that way, and then you wouldn't have to worry about like, if I switch scenes to that other scene, then all the things from this scene get deleted and cleaned up, and I don't have all of them loaded at the same time.
Okay.
So there is a benefit to doing it that way. But for design purposes, what I think the way I would like structure your hierarchy here is what you could do is create a new object in your level, and all of the and call it like decision 1 or something, or like decision 2, or what, you know, you go down or name them appropriately to whatever's happening in the story,
right,
and then make those a prefab and then remove them, right? Once you have like all of these things toggle on, when that way you're designing everything in this area, like in this scene.
Yep.
But then you're prefabbing everything, and then you can separate it into multiple scenes.
Okay.
Like really easily.
Okay. A lot of options.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll have to. I mean, like you said, I'm sure Jude knows what they're doing.
Yeah. It's I know it's difficult. I know how difficult it can be, because it's like think about like a design project, right? You're making a thing in not After Effects, Illustrator or Photoshop or something like that, and you're trying to design like a cohesive thing,
right?
And you just have one Photoshop file that has all of the things in it.
Yeah.
Right? That's what building it all in one level looks like.
Okay.
You put it all in one level, but now you have 5,000 layers.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Whereas putting it in separate scenes is you have only 100 layers per scene, but now you have to deal with opening and closing 50 levels, right? There's decision 1, level 1, decision 1, level 2, decision 2, right? It's like, and you have all of these scene files, and every time you want to edit something, you have to open the scene file. They're not all together in one place.
Right. Okay.
So it's balance. It's a balance between those two mentalities, because and you want both.
Yeah.
because it's easier to create when you have all of the assets in front of you, but it's harder to maintain long term because everything is in one file.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
This might not be relevant at all. Like, I'm just asking out of curiosity.
Yep.
When people do procedurally generated.
Yep.
Is that I'm guessing not really that possible with like 2D assets, or is that something that could be considered?
Oh yeah, it's totally possible. Yeah, what are you looking to generate?
So I guess my only thought really was just, instead of copy pasting, making, can it just be like you walk forward and the game just puts in some pattern of these forest trees? Like, does that make sense? Without me having to do it?
100%. I do this all the time.
Okay. Is that a better option than designing all this?
It's how do I put this? It is two different ways of working.
Okay.
The core is there's pros and cons. The core of it is, do you want to be able to see it in the scene view, and like, I want to like move this 5 pixels, and you know, and it's the putting it in the scene like this, like here you have it, is more of the hands-on. I want to like have full control over everything.
Okay.
And because you have you're using these like pre-made trees right now, this is fairly easy because it's just tiling them. It just spawn 6 of these and tile them left to right, you know, by their size.
Okay.
So this is fairly easy to do, but with the benefit the benefit of procedural is, instead of having these repeating tree sets, right, you might create a 12 individual tree assets, right? Or cut them out or get new ones made or whatever.